There is zero shame in pregnancy loss. Sharing often was very helpful for me because burying a child is something I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy.
Hey everyone, my name is Brittany Jones Cooper, and in this episode of Unmuted, I'm talking to Jill Knox Powell in a discussion about Infant Loss Remembrance Month. I read that you and your husband Keith tried for a baby for 5 years. Can you take me back to that experience and what your emotions were like during that time?
One of the things that's so interesting about infertility is so often it's unexplained. I went in to my OB when I was 31. They said, you'll be pregnant in 6 months. 6 months came and went. A year came and went. Finally, we were like, okay, nuclear option, IVF or bust. We put in our best embryo, which was a boy. I got pregnant when I was 36 off the first try, which I know is so lucky. I was completely beside myself. I wanted to be a mom ever since I was little.
So during your delivery with Greyson, when did you realize that something wasn't right?
Actually, I realized before I was delivering. I was 39 weeks when I went for my last appointment. Everything was fine. Heartbeat sounded great. Thursday was normal. Friday, I was like, this kid's not moving very much. I called my OB. He said, drink something with caffeine, drink something with sugar, wait and see how long it takes him to move. So I did that. I think he moved. I told myself he moved. So I didn't go to the hospital, which for a long time was a big regret. And then we went to the movies. I just was sitting there going, God, this kid is not active. We went home. I went to bed. I shot up out of bed in the middle of the night and I said, something's wrong. And we went to the hospital in the middle of the night. They did a scan and an ultrasound and they said they couldn't detect a heartbeat. I looked at my husband like, did I do this? I blamed myself for a long time. They did an autopsy. My placenta just couldn't oxygenate him, so he suffocated. I thought maybe having a reason would make me feel better, but it didn't. There is no answer that will satisfy the grief.
The statistics do show that infant mortality is higher in the Black community. What did you learn about advocating for yourself and your babies during your pregnancies?
I learned that there are a lot of doctors that don't believe that racism exists in the medical industry. I've gone to many different facilities for various forms of pregnancy care, and I have been dismissed without a thought because I expressed fear or emotion. And I've realized that in order to get care and be respected, I have to stay level-headed, and I need to stay in the room until I'm satisfied.
So you and Keith did decide to try to have another baby. Tell me about your pregnancy with Dolan and your delivery experience with her.
Again, fairly uneventful pregnancy. Our plan was to deliver at 37 weeks, which is exactly term. And then at 36 weeks and 4 days, she went into distress. I had a very scary emergency C-section, but she's here and she's everything. So many years had passed and we tried so hard. And I finally got to be a mom.
You welcomed your second son, Satcher, this summer. Did that bring up any different emotions for you?
I have the same worries about what Greyson's existence will do to their lives. We talk about him. I don't think we have overwhelmed them with his presence and the loss. We're all doing our best.
And what did this experience of loss teach you about your marriage?
I have the best husband in the world. I always knew we had a strong marriage. You always think you do. I'm so grateful to him because I don't think I would have made it.
You don't know how strong you are until you're tested. And so thank you for sharing your story. I know you're impacting others with your vulnerability.
Thank you for letting me talk about Greyson. Any opportunity to spread awareness is one that I will hop onto. So I appreciate you having me.